Germany.
In Germany, and the judge. Got a quorum, so. Okay, now call the meeting of the prison board to order. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes of eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. Are there any guests concerning prison board meeting issues? Hearing none, seeing none. Move on. Approval of the minutes of a meeting held September 18th, 2024.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mike, second by Dan. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, if any? Ayes have it.
I abstained because I wasn't here.
Okay, ayes have it, motion carried then. Report of executive sessions, there were none. Reports of committees, maintenance.
We had KFNS remoted in for an intercom issue. Johnson Control was in to replace a few smoke and heat detectors. Johnson Control was in to reboot the camera panel. Smalley Glass replaced one of the pieces of glass in the female rec yard. Carbon Engineering was in. We went over a bunch of forms dealing with the pump house and stuff for DEP. Johnson Controls came in for a camera issue. Allstate was in to empty the grease pit. Johnson Controls was in, they rebooted the camera panels, and I believe that was the last of the rebooting we had to do to get all of them up to the same level now. Train was in for the quarterly PMs on the rooftop units. I submitted the monthly dweller reports. Sills was in to repair the right washing machine and the main laundry. Johnson Controls came in for a camera issue. Clean Air Systems was here for the 6-month cleaning of the kitchen exhaust vents. And then KFMS came in for an intercom issue. We also did change the indoor and the outdoor filters over at the dog shelter. And just to make sure everyone's aware, they're having an issue with one of the units there, which I made a whole bunch of calls. I got called up, talked to Lisa, I got a phone number from her. So we had a tech from the company that put it in. He was there this morning taking a look at it, and he's gonna get back to me with a lead time on the part. One of the blower motors came apart inside the unit, so it should all be covered under warranty.
Any questions?
Just to add to what Rodney said, as we are aware, there were these issues with the cameras because there wasn't a password. They all had to be manually reset by Rodney and Johnson Controls. That has been completed. The next step is for Johnson Controls to submit a quote for the new server to house all of the stuff that they need and make the switch to the exact software for the cameras. Johnson Controls did reach out in an email either yesterday or today. They've applied for what they call heavy discounting and discounting, which will be good. So we should be getting that quote and then be able to move forward with finalizing that project.
One note to that, it was explained to me too that with that new server, that particular server, they could use the image we have, and moving forward, you can add other different, you're not stuck with that particular brand camera. The way the system was set up, it's stuck with that particular camera.
Pretty good shape with the cameras, the amount of cameras we have now, and getting rid of all the dead spots and hiding places, so. Okay. Any other maintenance questions, comments?
I'll go later. There's-
Hearing none, we'll move on then to work release report.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Submitted to the board is the monthly report. We had a total of 3 inmates on the program, with currently being three inmates on the program. The net income for the month was $2,740.63. The breakdown is $875 was road board, court costs of $125, inmate payments of $1,690.63, and $50 towards escrow. Also included is the monthly in-house work report.
Okay, any questions for Frank? Okay, thank you, move on. Plan of Action Committee, any reports?
Did the commissioners receive the report from the district attorney from corrections that was sent yesterday? So I just wanted to touch on that. We had the recent audit. It was about a 55-page document that needed to be explored. The district attorney and myself, after having received that, went up and met with the warden and deputy warden, and really tremendous credit to Derek, who really took this on. And out of those 55 pages, there were 2 that remained. And just to state the last paragraph of this letter, the work that has been accomplished to resolve the preliminary findings will be reflected positively in the final report. Just an outstanding job for those guys, and there were a lot of things that were very minimal that were not pointed out before, but now that they've been corrected, they should no longer come up in the future. However, the corrective actions that Derek did supply, some of those will require weekly, monthly, or quarterly monitoring. So going forward, if those things are put into place, we should never have those things become an issue again. So Derek, credit to you and the hard work you put into that.
Any questions on that? Comments? Okay, thank you. Warden's report.
For the month of September, our average daily population was 138 inmates. During that month, we had 49 male admissions, 20 female admissions. We had 43 male releases and 12 female releases. As of the end of September, on September 30th, the population in jail consisted of 115 males, 29 females, for a total of 144. As of the end of September, we've had a total of 710 admissions for the year. During that month of September, we had a total of 12 transports and 14 days worth of hospital duty.
Any questions for the warden? Okay. Executive sessions, there were none, or do we need an executive session on personnel or anything?
Motion for the warden's report.
Motion.
I'm sorry. Okay, motion by Rocky for approve the warden's report,
Second.
second from Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, if any? Ayes have it, motion carried. Sorry about that, thank you for correcting me. Okay, no need for executive session. Personnel report? Questions on the personnel report?
Need a motion for
We
that?
have one of the turnovers and the people that are resigning, and are they people that we've already sent out to training at the state? I saw, as far as I know, we're only sending them to the state now, correctional facility for the training.
Correct. None of the ones on this personnel report have been there. Currently, it takes about a year for them to get out there, so anyone who started within the past year hasn't been there yet.
Yeah,
Most of them, no.
yeah, okay. Just wondering if they were getting certified or trained and then going elsewhere
Yeah.
for more money or whatever. Okay. Okay. Motion for the personnel report then.
Motion approved.
Motion by, second by Kayla. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Ayes have it, motion carried. Old business. Do you have anything under old business? Hearing none. New business? Keystone Fire Contract Security Agreement. We should have a motion to recommend to the commissioners for approval for the service agreement, and the cost was back up.
2963.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Rocky, yes, second by Kayla. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion, opposed, if any? None? Motion carried. Okay, Martin's Electrical Service, grinder pit repair quote.
You missed the train one.
Train one,
One,
train, the train.
oh, the rooftop units, repair quotes, the repairs on those, Rodney. Are those older units or
They're basically, the
routine?
rooftop three is the oldest unit we have. That one was put in 2006. And there's two repairs on that one. I had them break it down. The one's like very important, the other one is important. The rooftop six, that one we have to get fixed, because we won't be able to have heat unless that part gets fixed.
And that's supposing a total $34.61.
Well, the rooftop six is the $1,400 one, and then the two,
One 14,
the two
48,
for,
14, 48.
Yeah, $34.61 all together, right?
I got 1448 for one and
2,000 for another one. And then I believe they had the sheet, did she have the third one in for the other, for the.
1448, 1448, 2013, and 4349, yes.
Oh, okay.
Did we have a motion on that?
No.
Huh?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Rocky,
I'll second.
second by Mike. All in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Opposed, if any? Ayes have a motion carried. Okay, now, Martin's, I'm sorry.
Where the hell do they have that?
What was the cost of a new one?
Martin, when I asked them, they said they're probably almost triple of the repair cost to get a new, to get new.
About 15,000, yeah.
So the repair cost is 5328.
Right, there's two different ones.
There's one for 5328
I
and
think
one.
the price is the same pretty much, but it's two pumps. We had the majority of the grinder replaced, but now these are the pumps that take the sewage. It has, because of the way it was built, it goes into the pit and then it has to pump it up and to go out to head down to Nesquehoning. And they have like teeth in there that also help to grind up all the garbage and debris that makes it into there.
Any other questions on the grinder pump repair? Oops.
So what's the likelihood, or do we know how long the repair will last versus getting a new one? And how long is the warranty if there is one?
I would have to call them up.
And Rodney, if you're calling them, I'll need the terms and conditions, it just makes reference to the terms and conditions, but they're not attached, so.
You should have a copy before, but I will get you a new one.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
they may change
Right.
from time to
Okay.
time, so. yeah.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Do you need that before we approve it? The quote is only good for 30 days, it was quoted 9/20, so.
Well, as far as making the recommendation for today, no, but before the commissioners approve it, I'll need
We
the,
have a little time.
Before we would approve it,
Yeah.
yeah.
that would be next week anyway,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, did that really answer your question though, Dan? As far as, what was the age of the pump, you know, is it a,
I'm not sure, I mean, I believe they're rather old, and I don't
Yeah.
know what like the life expectancy of them are.
no, and we do not have a spare, correct? We have two grinder
We
pumps,
have the two that are in there now, yes, we do not have a spare.
do not have a spare, so,
I don't wanna hold up the motion, but my thinking is if the repair's gonna correct it and last for a significant amount of time, great.
Right,
If we don't have that information and this is something we're gonna have to fix every year, then you'd be better off going with the new
because I
one.
mean, because we do, every once in a while, they do get clogged up, and that's when I'll get Allstate in, they'll pull the pumps, they'll take them apart, clean them out,
Clean 'em
put
up,
them back,
put 'em back
and then
in.
we're good. We're good for a while. I mean, Mike and I have been, we made some different types of screens that we have up in the upper pit. So we're trying to catch as much garbage coming through as we can. But there's days that we're there for, you know, an hour or two dealing with the waste coming out of the jail just to make sure
I
that
think
it
my
doesn't clog up the pumps. as
other
well.
concern is how long are the repairs gonna take? And the fact, if you have to lose the other pump by chance,
Well, the two pumps that they're going to repair are actually old pumps that were here. So if these get put in, the ones that we currently have in the pit now would become spares.
You know what I mean?
oh, okay.
How long are the pumps? You don't,
I honestly don't know, the two are rather old, I think. I don't know if I have a picture of the other one.
And would it been 2002 or?
I mean, the serial number gives you 10-2, so the last number is usually, when reading it, it either would have been October of '02, or it could have been February of 2010,
Yeah.
depending which way they code it there. Yeah, different style. Because it doesn't really give you a date on the pump on the proposal.
So they actually moved up there December of '94, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Well, I would, with that, I'd be more keen to see, they're probably from 2010. You know, you would've got 14 years out of the first one and 14 years out of this one. Because there's no reason why you'd get, what would it be, not even 8 years and then 24 years unless we really upgrade it. I just think you get the terms and conditions and find out the age and then,
Yeah, the units that we have to be repaired are from September of '05.
wow.
The units that are currently in are older, but it's like that, cause when they came out to replace the grinder, I asked them, are these fixable or not, let me know, and they said, yeah, these are fixable, and instead of having to buy new ones or not.
So that would be '02.
So the ones that are in are newer than these. So you
but
said,
this would become the spare then.
well, when these come in, we
Put 'em
can
back
hold these
in.
for a spare, might as well just put these in and keep the others as spares, and then eventually at least get one or two of the other ones refurbished as well, but that's not as high of a priority then once we're up and running.
And how long do the new ones last, like that you're not coming in and out?
I do
mean,
not know, I'll have to check.
and how often do they come in and clean them out? That you know of, since you've been there?
As needed.
Pretty much as needed. I mean, when one of the guys came, he said they used to have a contract to come more often, but they pretty much only come when I have an issue.
And that might be something to look into, because actually even at our safety meeting yesterday, the guy brought it up about like with our insurance and stuff, if we ever have problems, we should start doing a little bit more maintenance, get ahead of the game
Because
before.
it's cheaper to schedule them to come in
Yeah,
than if I call them to come in, because then they give you like an emergency fee and stuff like that.
Well, I tell you right here that the root cause was normal wear.
Right.
and if it's normal wear, it's shot.
It says root cause analysis is normal wear.
You have no future plans of putting that in a capital budget request and possibly next year or next 5 years like we requested? For replacement or new backup, whatever.
At this time.
I guess your question too, Dan, is are we gonna get our money's worth as a, you know, spending that much versus new? But- I don't know if it's mostly routine replacement parts and that, most likely it would last, but you never know. You never know what's motor's gonna short out. Either just wear parts, bearings, et cetera, seals and that, but impeller work, so.
I think we just would, if you're gonna just do a repair instead of a new one, just gotta keep an eye on it, and if it goes in a short period of time, then we know we'll probably have to pivot and get a new one the next time instead of repairing it.
Yeah.
And I think the other key is when Bob gets to review and see how long they guarantee.
Okay, those that are in now they're the newer models, correct?
They pretty much look identical to these. Like I say, without pulling them up and looking at the tag on it, I couldn't tell you what the age is on the ones that are in.
What about if I make a motion to repair on the information received by next meeting, if we would wanna go
Pending,
that route,
yeah,
pending
pending,
replacement,
conditions,
Yeah.
terms and conditions.
yeah. Do that, that way at least we can review it maybe in the next week, and,
Yeah, as soon as I get back, I'll give
you
them a
know,
call.
if they give us information
that.
that looks like they should be replaced instead of repaired, you know, the better value would be replacing it.
I'll second that, Rock.
Okay. Cause we won't even know until we have that information.
Okay, motion properly second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, if any? Ayes have it, motion carried. Okay, as far as the prison commissary work release audit, I did get a call this morning. I usually rotate taking turns for the audit of calling one of the commissioners if there's any issues or anything. There were no issues, phone call lasted maybe 5 minutes. The Adam Pry had nothing but praise for Jody and the work that she's up there, everything looks good, but they still have to ask the questions. So we should, according to him, we should have that report shortly, maybe even by the end of the week, so. But it is a good report, thank Jody for the work there, and Frank and that commissary and the work release program,
I'll do that.
everything's good. Any other further business? Correspondence, any, nothing? Solicitor's report, nothing, okay. Further business? Hearing no further business, meeting adjourned. Questions by the press, thank you.